Okay, so here's what we're going to talk about. So for this idea of, I came in with all kinds of ideas in my coaching philosophy, but my school's IC program is very rigid. Okay, so I'm hoping that this will still fit into any kind of structured program that you use. And the reason why is because this is actually based on it's based on Jim Knight and Diane Sweeney and all of the gurus out there who talk about coaching cycles. I was trained in the impact cycle, and it highly informed what is on this page. You will see things that are familiar to you because it's based on the research-based process. What I'm actually teaching you is how to organically go about relationally connecting with the right teachers to get the ball rolling. And that can happen even if you're like working under a student centered coaching model or the impact cycle coaching model. Those models will absolutely still work with what I'm talking about. So just know. Okay, so let's talk about why coaching cycles and what is a coaching cycle super quickly, just so we have a common definition. Okay, so in your workbook, there is a page that says, what is a coaching cycle? And so this is my definition, but it's how I've come to see the idea of a coaching cycle. It's an ongoing collaboration and partnership with a teacher around a specific student-focused goal. With Shannon, I had an ongoing collaboration and partnership with her around her specific student-focused goal of flipping the classroom so that she could increase her student learning. And so that ended up being the thing that we were working around. But that ongoing collaboration, it can happen in any way. It can happen in the hallway, in a meeting. It can happen a lot more organically than just like a 6-week coaching cycle. So one of the things that I have found is that it doesn't have to be formal to be effective. When it comes to coaching cycles, the thing is that the reason that it's the thing that you want to focus on as a coach is because change happens at the individual level. And so when we are doing group trainings like PD, which we are going to talk about tonight, that can impact in a larger scale. But if you want to start really seeing instructional change happen for your school, then you have to be helping teachers at the individual level. And that's why coaching cycles is where we want to get to. So the organic coaching cycle is a relational approach. It's a relational approach to enrolling teachers into coaching cycles. So I'm going to talk to you about how you build relationships and naturally build from relationships into the cycle. And it won't feel as formal and as forced and as unnatural as it sometimes can. So we're really trying to break free from that idea. Okay, so as we're doing coaching cycles and we're trying to figure out how to get started with coaching, we've got to think about asking a different question. Because before we were asking like, how do I start? But now with this organic coaching cycle, I'm going to teach you to ask the question, who do I start with? And that is going to be, like I was telling you the story of Shannon, that's going to be the ones who are ready to work with you. And it may be a smaller group of teachers who are ready to work with you than you would like, but there are some teachers out there who are ready for this type of interaction. So I want to teach you about, tell you about Move Your Bus. Okay. Have you guys seen this book? If you know this book or you've seen it, drop me a note here because I want to see. Okay. So this is Move Your Bus by Ron Clark. Okay. And it, if you don't know who Ron Clark is, he is from Atlanta, and he started, he was a teacher turned school founder, started his own school. He wrote several books about teaching, but he also wrote this book, and it's kind of from the business angle, like how do you move your organization forward? It's really powerful. So see his image on the top there where it's like the people moving the bus with their feet. That's his, graphic for what he's talking about in this book. And it is so, so great. He is so funny. I don't know if you know Ron Clark, but he is just hilarious. And he actually reads this book on audiobook himself. So if you're an audiobook person, I highly recommend it. Don't close the door. So what he talks about is the feet of the people in the organization moving the bus. Well, he talks about these different people on the bus, right? So you've got the runners, the joggers, the walkers, and the riders. And those are kind of like the 4 different types of people on the bus. And your runners are going to be the ones who are going to propel the bus forward more, the organization forward more, because they have the momentum of the runners. And so those are it's really, kind of, he describes it as like your highest achieving and never complaining, kind of like always going to be willing to do and go above and beyond type of member of your organization. And so that idea of the runner is that they propel the bus forward. And then like the joggers, they follow them, they make good progress, but they're not quite the runners. The walkers, they're contributing a little bit, but they're not adding a lot of momentum. And then on the back of the bus, you always have the riders whose feet are up, who are not impacting the movement of the bus at all. And so what I've taken this idea of the runners and applied it to give a name to what I experienced with Shannon. Shannon is the runner teacher who is just always running, always moving the bus forward, and then also willing to grow, willing to try, willing to go, always going to be moving the bus forward. And then, but there's always people in the school, there's always going to be teachers who are, walkers and riders who are not making the progress. But in this book, so well done, Ron Clark talks about how you can spend hours and hours and hours of time devoting to the riders, but all they're going to do is put their feet down and start walking. And that's not really going to move the bus forward more. But instead, if you spend 10 minutes pouring into a runner and refuel them, they will run faster and move things forward even more. And so what we're going to do with this organic coaching cycle is really flip the script and change the way that you think about who you're supposed to be working with for coaching and coaching cycles. Because, we love your admin, but your admin is telling you that you should work with the walkers and the riders. And it's not that we don't love our walkers and riders. We want to take care of all of our teachers, but you're a brand new coach. You just started. Let's not take on the battle with the walkers and riders just yet. Let's see if we can start to work with the runners and chase the runners. So that's our hashtag for this one. So drop that for me, that you're going to chase the runners, because this is how you create momentum in your coaching, by going after the ones who are willing and ready to work with you, and realizing that if you pour into them, that they will create the effect that you really want to have in your coaching program. And the thing is that who the runners are, because you used to be one in the classroom. So I have to ask you this, think about this. You were the runner in the classroom who was going above and beyond and doing all of the things that you were asked to do and more, and a lot more. And you were also the one who was always willing to learn and grow and not afraid of change. Were you not this person? In the classroom? You don't even have to tell me your story. That's why you got the job to be an instructional coach, because you're a runner. And so the thing is, though, you got to kind of remember what it felt like to be in the classroom as a runner. Because what happens sometimes is that the runners are so good at what they do that they get left alone and ignored and not checked on and not followed up with, and just left to do their thing, which maybe some teachers like to be left to do their thing. But the truth is that it doesn't really feel that great when everyone's like, oh, she's just so great, I don't need to go and check on her. She's great. I know she's doing awesome. In a weird way, that's not really how you want it. You don't want that feeling. So I want you to think about who you were in the classroom and what you felt in the classroom. What did you wish that you had as a runner? That is the question I would love to hear the answer to. So if you want to type it in the comments, what do you wish you had as a runner? Because I think if we can anchor to this point in thinking about this coaching cycle and where to start, and remembering what it felt like to be in the classroom, and remembering that sometimes you wished that you had the support that a coach could offer. What did you wish that you had in the classroom? Because that can help you remember that these teachers who sometimes seem like intimidating because, oh, well, they already have it all together, or they're really already great, or she knows everything. What else does she need help with? Like sometimes we think that we should not help the runners because they don't need it as much. And that's just not quite true. And according to Ron Clark, it's not true at all because they need the fuel to keep going. And so when we start thinking about what we wish we had as a runner, and I'm getting some answers here, which will be great to hear. So let me see. Wish we had some gratitude. Okay, more support and someone to challenge me. Absolutely. I got it, baby. I got it. More support and someone to challenge me, a challenge to feel valued, someone to tell me what I need to improve on. You wanted that? See, I think a lot of times we think that people don't want us to give them that kind of feedback. Thank you, Christy. It's so great to see you. I'm so glad you're here. Temple, honestly, I would have liked to have not been taken for granted. I feel this, Temple, and I think it's so true is you become such a good teacher that you truly get taken for granted. Oh, she's going to be fine. I wished I had a brainstorming partner, more support and people to plan with, time to plan activities, recognition, thought partner, resource finder, like a collaborator, someone to encourage me to reflect and refine my practice. Like, yes, as a runner, I wish I had a chance to share my knowledge and my passion with peers, and in return, have a chance to learn from them. Yes, you know what it feels like to be a runner in the classroom. And then you get the privilege. Oh my goodness, how exciting is this? You get to be the one who goes to be the partner, the thought partner with that runner, the one she wishes she had. Is that not the coolest relationship there is out there? That is the relationship I had with my friend Shannon. I literally had a weekly meeting with her for 5 years because this was what she needed. And I was fueled by it as a coach as well. And we both loved it. It was the best. It was the best type of coaching that I got to do, honestly. I love all the coaching I get to do, but the kind that is impactful for you and the teacher, the runners, they are waiting for you. And you're going to be able to be the coach you want to be and see the impact you want to make when you're going and connecting with them.